I am Olaoluwa Awe, the news lady. Hi, Ife.
Hi, Olaoluwa. I guess it's our first time together.
Yes, first time on radio together. Yeah. Isn't that fantastic?
Fantastic.
And Ife, why are you here? Why are we here? Literally.
So you don't know why we're here.
I mean, tell me you don't know why we are here. Eh? Tell me you don't know why we are here. Okay, so we are here because we have Big Brother Naija guest. And guess who is in the building? There's Ibufubara in the building. Good morning.
Good morning.
Aren't you looking beautiful?
Thank you so much.
Oh. And Danboskid is here as well.
Yes,
Good
sir.
morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Nice.
Oh, you're looking handsome as well.
Thank you so much.
I mean, from a model, that kind of line.
You know these things.
I learned that from Ekiti.
Yes. Are you from Ekiti?
Yeah, I'm from Ekiti also.
I am from Ekiti too.
Are you
Yes.
from
Yes.
We are repping now. We are repping now. That's nice.
That's three versus one.
Wow.
Ibufubara, are you
Wow.
sure you're
Together.
comfortable?
It's not going well for you.
Oh my goodness.
So if I may ask, what part of Ekiti?
I do.
The
Capital.
Do you know you're part of Ekiti too?
Yeah.
Because a number of people from that part of the world, I mean, literally, I just know I'm from somewhere in Ekiti.
Yeah. And some of them haven't even visited there for a while.
Yes.
That's true.
Someone like me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I mean, so guys, this is the interview you have been waiting for. Yeah. Daniel Olatunji Danboskid. He's 25, he's a model, upcoming actor, and he's had some success in the pageant world after emerging Mr. Ideal Nigeria 2024, and he has just been evicted from the Big Brother Naija house 10 over 10, and we get to have a conversation with him. So maybe send in your questions. We're just going to be having a chat here as well. And there is Ibufubara Davis, aged 28 and a vibrant, witty, and they say you're deeply compassionate. But she is a trained psychologist, and hopefully we'll get some mental health tips from her on the show today. But Ife, let's start with you. Do you have questions for them?
Firstly, staying in the house. Like, how was it for you?
Well,
let me start with you, Danboskid.
Well, my stay in the house was a good time, even if it wasn't a long time. It was a good time for me because. If you watched the show quite well, I already had my girl the first week, so I spent most of the time with her. And then the second week, I had Mensan, we were chilling, and Rooboy and Fit. So it was quite good because I was moving in my pace. Coming to the house, I was reserved because being in a new space, I wasn't feeling so comfortable because I didn't know so much people. So I had to observe them before I started going to approach them. Because, if you don't know some people, the way you approach them might seem a very weird way. So I just had to observe and then keep it in my own pace. That's why my first week was quite a little bit wavy. But, I know slack when it came to moving to Zita. So I just found my person and then I was moving on my own pace. Second week was nice for me because I had 3 wins. Me and my team came first in the first tax in the house. We won the first tax. I won face of extracts and we won the first wager tax. So week 2 was my week, but it is what it is. I had to step out.
Surely you did not come to play.
If I was there for so long, I'll give you guys the hit.
Okay, so another question for you. A number of people of the opinion that this particular housemates, like you people moved in very fast, and you did say that you did not waste time with finding your girl and bonding with her. What exactly about her, were you very, very comfortable with, and what's your own general perception about everyone doing so much the very first week they got into the house?
Well, one thing that drew me to her when I stepped into the house first, I just noticed her. I would like. It was the quick notice. I noticed her. And
what was it? Was it the looks? Was it the energy?
Skin, the shiny skin. She was dark and then she was shining with it. There's some dark girls that didn't just take care of themselves. And then I'm like, who is this black beauty? And then next again, she was my wardrobe mate. So I was seeing a lot of her. I'm like, girl, I have to know you. So that was how it kicked up. And about the house with the gbasgbos, chaos and all of those, man, for me, it was a lot. It was a lot to take in because if you watched how I was, man, when I see chaos, I run from it. Sometimes I like to watch because it's fun, but when it's getting so much, I just back off and be in my space. So it was a lot. I mean, it was nice because it was good content. It was good. I mean, and we know Naija now. We like to watch things like that.
Yeah.
But honestly, for me, it was quite a bit too much. But I was now adapting to it. It was now becoming a usual thing. And I feel in time, like in the second week wasn't as hot as the first week was. Because the first week was like everybody were like, I go show myself, I go give. And it was too mumuch, honestly. It was.
Just a lot there.
So are you going to say you are not given a fair chance of showcasing will I call it your strategy or your talent in the house, because you said the 2 weeks was not enough for you to show all what you were supposed to bring to the house?
So I wouldn't say I wasn't given a fair chance, because this is a game, and one thing someone needs to know in a game is, bro, time ain't waiting for you, regardless. So that's one lesson I took out of the house, When you're playing a game, you have to take note of time. So one thing I would have done was to like break out of my comfort zone and start doing things that I wouldn't do usually, like being reserved. Stop being reserved and get to know people regardless of how they will feel. So that's just
anything in particular that if you go back to the house now, do you feel I would have just done this? Maybe I would have spoken to this person more. Anything in particular?
No, not particularly, but like just be out there, like just keep being active. Like I said, I was so reserved the first week, and with the comments I got when I got out, they were like, I just started noticing you the first week, like around Thursday when you won Face of Extract. Oh, that was when they started noticing me. But the first week I was just quiet. So I wish I was more active in the first week, so they were going to notice me to vote me more in the second week, because you know how the voting is. It starts from Sunday and then ends on Thursday. So it was quite sad. I said I won Face of Extract on Thursday when the voting ended, and when I started having the audience I had. So
I mean, Face of Extract, that's something to take
that's something to come out with. So.
All right, now, Ibufubara, would you say the same thing? I mean, would you agree with him there that being reserved, in such an environment is probably maybe not the way to go about it? I mean, what do you think about that?
I do not necessarily think it's not the way to go about it, because reality TV shows mean be yourself, not necessarily like, adopt. And we've seen in the past where even someone that was reserved won the show. I mean, it was as easy as last season. Do you get? So nobody understands the dynamics of the game when you are inside. So you could go there reserved, but it's just one thing that keeps the people going, right? What's important is to be yourself. However, the show typically favors, when I mean favors in terms of the audience, people that are outgoing. So maybe you might not win, but you would gather the fans and you gather what you need to sort of like forge ahead when you're out of the show. So be reserved if you think that's the nature, right? And you're not pretending. However, if you can come out of your shell, it's important to do so.
Okay.
So, it's very important.
Spoken like a true psychologist.
So Ibufubara, you once said you gave more in friendship than you received. Was there any moments that it's you that you were giving more and you were not getting them back in return?
I think it was week 2 that it hit me, right? Week 1, I mean, I got out of that very fast. In terms, it wasn't about the giving or receiving in week 1. It was just more about dynamics. But in week 2, it was quite obvious. Excuse me. And this was something that it wasn't just me that noticed it about the person. I think when I heard the conversation, I had it with somebody else, and they had said, "Oh, this particular friend is sort of selfish, right?" So I sat down and I was like, "Okay, if you dip it, yes, of course, this person is selfish, right?" And I got the same thing from somebody else. Then I started to see the cracks. I started to see the parts of it that was was more giving the person than receiving. And if I had stayed more, I would have phased out of that out of that friendship. That's the best way to put it. I would have phased out of that friendship, because one thing I always say is that once I start to feel like there's fire on my feet in anything, it means that it is time to go, whether slowly or fast. So I feel like this one would have even been faster. I would have just phased out of it. So yes, in the house, it felt like that for a couple of people, but definitely not everybody. There were friendships I had in the house that were equal, brought comfort, and I'm very happy that they were made.
You want to be very specific about those people you had those school friendship with.
Oh, yeah. The first or the second, the good friendships.
Tell us everything, man.
Hey, so the first week I had a dynamic with Isabella, which the whole house knew, sort of come from the same place. So it was like, oh yeah, this sisterhood and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But I came out and I saw some people writing. That I don't want these people to be friends, so please, I can't stand buying this friendship. It was that bad. But like I said, it was less about. It was just more about dynamics, and I ended that pretty fast in week 1. In week 2, I sort of had a friendship with Sultana, and Susu. So Susu was even since week 1. She was the first person I sort of like became friends with. However, I'm out of the house. I've seen some things here and there. I do not regret, moving, being friends with them. But I do not necessarily think that moving forward I'll be friends with Sultana. Because one, in the house, yes, it was kind of a selfish situation that was going on. That I noticed here and there. However, outside I've even seen more about things that were said about me, and I'm not interested in that. However, for the friendships that will stick. Also, I'm not sure yet because I also saw a few things. But the ones that will stick are Rooboy and Kuture for now.
Oh, okay. So, as a psychologist, it is your job to study human behavior. Yeah. And some people call this kind of a social experiment of some sort. So, in your short while of being in the house, what are the things that you have picked about just social interactions, humans, generally, from the standpoint of a psychologist?
Okay, so a lot of things I noticed about the house. So I would just say that this is just a fragment of the society, not necessarily every personality type. But what I picked there is that if you put people with different personalities in an enclosed space, they might struggle to somewhat find their feet. Right. So some people will eventually do so, right? And even in finding their feet, it might feel like they are the domineering people because eventually they have, right? However, some people will struggle to the end. So it was lovely to just see, the dynamic shift. That's why in some friendships you could see more of one person than another. And sometimes even everybody in the friendship found their feet, but because of their different personalities in terms of one is quieter than another, it now feels like the louder person is almost like the leader, and while the other one is the follower. While it was not necessarily, so, but everybody analyzes these things differently. For me, in that house, it was more a pressure situation. So there's the pressure to make it, to be the star, for the cameras to be on you. Even in situations where you will see the cameras moving and somebody's out there shifting with it so that it's on them. Or some people are talking to the cameras and using their mics just so that they are noticed, right? But it's the pressure of being the it girl or it guy, like when you're out, right? So pressure makes people do things, right? And that was something that was glaring, on the show.
Nice to know.
Speaking about pressure, Danboskid, you hinted about continuing your ship with Zita outside the house. Is this like a full ship, or do you? Because you're outside the house, she's still inside.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think this is something that can still go on?
I mean, right now it's all depending on her. I mean, I made it quite clear to her that I wouldn't just want it to end in the house. I told her if she was willing to take it outside, I was willing to do so. But there was one thing she made clear to me: she hasn't been in any relationship
before.
Yeah, because when she was getting so close to any guy, she gaslights the guy. Yeah, I'm like, if you do that to me, I'll shoot you. Don't do that to me.
So how did you even get her?
How did I what?
How did you get her?
Being myself. I mean, just being myself. And I feel, that's actually a good thing because she still came to me saying she was scared. Like, this is how scared she used to be and then gaslight people. But then she still said she liked it. So, like, that was, like, a good thing for me because I feel she's now breaking out of that part. Yeah. And honestly, I'll just be watching and be waiting. But like I said, I'll be watching. If I see one small cuddle for that house, you're going to break my heart, obviously, but I'll move on, sadly, but it is what it is. But if she's down for it, I'll be waiting. When she gets out, we kickstart from where we ended. And you're going to be seeing a lot of us.
Speaking about seeing a lot of you, what is next for you right now? Are you still modeling? I mean, what are the things that you'll be open to doing right now?
Yes, I'm still modeling, influencing, and then being the actor that I am. Before I got into the house, I was in 4 movies. So right now, I just want to be more refined and then get out there, be the world top class actor that I want to be.
Cool. What about you?
For me, just continuing in the line of work, but in a different way.
Okay.
Creating a podcast that sort of like caters to, just speaking and answering questions from everyday Nigerians. I love to talk, like I said there. So I love to answer questions. I love to help people. Just putting that in it. But it's more laid back, chill. And also just going into the house was sort of like, a kickstart of my influencing lifestyle or content creation lifestyle. Which I sort of started before in the house, in a way, but just working with brands that align with my values and, growing in that field, as much as I can.
Speaking of influencing, what exactly will you be influencing on?
Okay, so I think that there are certain brands that's, for instance, now, if I'm working with like an admin or something, like a brand that's worked like a show, it's more about the content of what I am influencing rather than just the brand. Do you understand? It could be something family friendly. So like we're talking, there about how as a psychologist I don't have time to blah blah blah, but
a day in the life of a psychologist.
Admin makes it easier.
Okay.
So just brands that's pretty much, like I said, value oriented and understand how to tell my story. So it's more lifestyle, growth, mental health, and all of that.
Okay, so I want to ask both of you this question. For you, Danboskid, who do you think is going to most likely win this season's Big Brother?
Well, honestly, like I've said, it's Imisi. Imisi is playing quite a good game. Yeah, I feel I've been saying this, that she might be acting. She might be acting that all out. Being inside the house, that was my perspective, yeah. And she's doing quite a good job, because one thing is to have everybody's eyes on you, not just when you're angry, but when you're in your funny moments as well. And she does that quite good. She can be prying for you now that I'm going to cook alone. And the next time she's having a funny moment of having makeup, looking like a cat, looking like an Indian woman. And then, all the...
I think this guy is to pull stuff that moves like that. Culture. Yeah.
If you Culture has that too. He has that audience of, he's just always, what do you do me now? Why you do like this? He knows how to bring everybody together. Yeah. But Imisi, Imisi is a lady, and then for her to bring that kind of active person in her, that's a lot. That is a lot. So yeah, I would give her one of the top. I would have called Culture as well, and Rooboy. Rooboy is actually doing a good job as well. Yeah. So yeah, those are my top 3.
How about you?
For me, I believe there are strong contenders that will be finalists, which are Rooboy, who was, a friend in the house. Who is a friend? He's alive in the house. There's Culture, which I think has a very strong game going on for him. Imisi has, potential to be a winner also, if she keeps up with, her act.
If she keeps up.
Yeah. And Isabella has a strong game also, a strong chance to make it to the finals, because I think she started off very strong. Yeah, and I'm just very hopeful for Thelma, and she's able to push through, because there was that one person that people don't see coming. They're able to push through. So.
I'm so excited to mention that, because I wanted to ask you, who is that person? I mean, that dark horse that you see really surprising us. But it has been a pleasure hosting you, Ibufubara and Danboskid.
Thank you guys
on Lagos Talks 91.3. I mean, before we leave, anything you just have to say to Nigerians, listening right about now?
Well,
any
I
message?
want to say a very big thank you to my fans. Well, when I got evicted, I felt so bad, because I feel I wasn't really liked for being me. That was why I was evicted. But then I had an issue with my name. Danboskid was my name in the house, and my handles was King's Use. So yeah, Big Brother Naija had an issue, like a trademark name issue. Yeah, if I went in with King's Use, they probably will have a brand come against them and sue them for using that name, because it was already officially registered. So I had to go back. Danboskid was my first ever nickname when I was a kid. So I had to just pick that. But now I have updated that. It is now Danboskid01 on all social media. So y'all follow up. And thank you guys so much for the love. Because even after getting out, I had a lot of texts coming in. I wish you stayed in more longer. I wish you stayed in more longer. man, it is what it is. I'm out, and it just depends on how I use this moment right now. And trust me, I'm going to be in your screens, and always stay active. Thank you guys, man.
So no more kings, just like this.
Man, I'm always a king for life, you understand? King for life.
You know, I mean, meeting you, hearing you talk. Now I wish you had stayed for longer. But then, let me join Nigerians. What about you, Ibufubara? I mean, just your part in short. Anything you just would like to say to Nigerians?
Okay, I would like to tell Nigerians, first of all, the ones that voted for me and still look at me and see me, thank you so much. It's a pleasure to just be a person on your screen that you saw randomly and was like, oh yeah, this person has attributes or qualities that I really admire. So thank you so much. But I am going to continue being on your screen. I'm not going to stop. So you can catch me at the Slice of IB Cake everywhere on the internet. I'm there, and I'm going to be there for a long time.
A slice of
slice of IB Cake.
The slice of IB Cake. Not everything, no.
I love to taste the cake, though.
Hey,
maybe to be the chunk. But for now, that's it. Love you guys so much.
All right, and that is the conversation right about now on Lagos Talks 91.3 from time to time on Tuesdays.
On Tuesdays, every Tuesdays, they'll be coming in.
We will be having Big Brother Naija guest on Lagos Talks 91.3. I am Olaoluwa Aweth, the news lady.
And I am Adedeji Felua. And this interview will be put up on our YouTube channel later today. So if in case you missed the interview, you can just go to our YouTube channel or our podcast platform to be updated. So, yeah.
All right. I mean, I'm getting a call now, but for subsequent interviews, please do a message or maybe a voice note, and we will take your reactions and contributions. Stay tuned. It is still Lagos Talks 91.3, your home of conversations.